Welcome to another episode of Life Journeys. My name is Georgina Njogu. Today, I'm going to be talking to Bancy Musembi, who is going to be sharing her life journey with us. But before we begin, thank you to Gracia Gardens for this beautiful location. Enjoy the show. Hi, Bancy.
Hi, Georgina.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Who is Bancy? Kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Bancy. I am a marketer. Been a marketer for the last couple of years. I started my journey as a banker at Barclays Bank. By then, it was Barclays. Currently, it's ABSA. Started as a cashier, but I always wanted to be a marketer. So when a chance came up for marketing opportunities, I applied immediately, and by luck, I got it.
Wait, just hold on. You are a marketer by profession.
Yes.
You started your career as a banker,
Yes.
but then right now you are in the solar business.
Yes.
How is that coming in together?
Okay. My solar business started in 2022, and the idea came during COVID. As I was working in corporate, I always wanted to start business.
Yeah.
I had a passion for starting a business for a long time.
But before college,
Yes.
what did you want to become? All of us had dreams at some point.
Sure, yes.
What was your dream?
When I was young, I wanted to become a doctor. My mom was a nurse, so I wanted to become a doctor. But as I grew, when I joined campus, I changed. I wanted to I changed to being a marketer. I used to love seeing adverts on TVs, and I always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Eventually, I did business management, and that's how I got into employment. 10 years later, I started having an idea of being in business. And during COVID, I had traveled up country, and during that time, we had this county lockdown.
Yeah.
And I was stuck up country. I couldn't travel. By then, I was working remotely. I was a marketer working remotely. I was doing a lot of digital marketing because, you know, that time most of us are working remotely. And when I was in our shags, we had this major blackout that stayed for more than 2 weeks. It was really affecting my work. It was affecting my colleagues' work. And we had done a lot of shopping, and we lost a lot of food during that time.
Yeah.
And it was during that time, because of all these interruptions, that's when I came up with the idea of really wanting to generate my own power so that it can be convenient for me, for my work, and also to save on cost of losing food items. And I started doing research on ways of generating your own power. And where I was that time, majority of the people around that area, they didn't have any sort of backup to back up their power. Majority didn't know about solar, they didn't have solar. So we were all in a blackout, and we were all stuck up, you know, because of COVID. You couldn't travel, you couldn't go to a different county, I couldn't come back to Nairobi. And that is when I started thinking how I really want to have my own power and also help people, like my neighbors and even my friends and my colleagues, to be able to have sustainable power. And immediately I knew that after that I will get into the energy space. Yeah. So after COVID, I got solar installed at my place, and even back in Nairobi. And then I started doing more research on solar and decided to do an energy management course. I knew I got that passion, and I knew that's the space I wanted to get into. And so I enrolled into an energy management course and did it for a whole 1 year. And I was intrigued at how it has very many benefits. You know, people don't know much about solar, but it really has a lot of benefits. And by the time I was done within 1 year, I had already registered my company. And even before that, I had started creating awareness about solar in different places, starting from my rural areas. And from my research, I would tell people in the marginalized areas also didn't know much about power, and they were using kerosene and all that. And so I started creating awareness, and I would see a lot of positive feedback. And that's how immediately I registered my company and got started.
Wait, at this point, are you still working, or you have just quit and, okay, now let's get into solar?
Yes.
What have you done?
So in between, when I was doing my studies, I was still employed. I maintained my job, and I was slowly transitioning. But when eventually I started the company, I knew I had to give it all 100% for it to grow. So soon as I registered and I got a space for it, I transitioned and quit employment.
Okay.
Yes.
There are different types of solars, right?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
There are different types of solars, and it all depends on what is your goal for you to have solar. So we have an off-grid solar system. This is a solar system for someone who does not have grid power at all. So they use it for they're fully dependent on solar.
Yeah.
We also have solar backup. Solar backup is for someone who is looking for a backup system. So this one is merely for backup. So you're using grid power, but you want when power goes, you have it as a backup.
Yeah.
And this one is it's basically inverters and batteries which get charged by grid power. And then when power now goes off, eventually the solar gives you power. We also have grid tie. Grid tie is a solar system where you're using solar during the day, and then at night you go back to KPLC.
Yeah.
So during the day, when you use grid power, during the day you're getting solar from the sun, you're getting power from the sun. And then at night, now when there's no sun, you go back to your grid power.
Yeah.
So that's a grid tie system. And then you have a hybrid system. Hybrid system is when you're using solar and KPLC at the same time.
Yeah.
So you can have AD as a backup. You could be using KPLC and then you have a whole solar system as a backup. Or you can be having solar system as your main source of power and then KPLC as a backup.
Yeah.
So in case maybe the weathers are very bad, that's when now you go back to KPLC. And this is most applicable for people who are in very cold areas or people who have the weathers get very, very cold for a very long time. So they have KPLC as their backup. So those are the major solar solutions that are applicable in both residential and businesses.
For those who are fully solar, it's called solar because it's powered by solar.
Yes.
What happens when there's no sunlight?
So currently, when you have a solar system, the panels absorb sun and they give you, the efficiency is around 99%. Now, when the sun goes or when there's no sun, so that efficiency goes down. It goes to around 60–70%.
Yeah.
Because lately we have an all-weather panels, so it means they're not basically depending on the sun, but they're all-weather panels, so they adapt to all the weather. So what happens is that efficiency goes down, so the amount of power you get is not as high as what you're getting with the solar is up. So for example, if you have a 5 kilowatt system, the solars are generating for you 5 kilowatt power.
Yeah.
But however, when there's no sun, that can go down to maybe 4 kilowatt or 3 kilowatt.
Okay.
But because of the technology we have now, the all-weather panels, and we also have bifacial panels. So you're getting benefits from both top and down of the solar.
Okay, let me take you back just a little bit here.
Yes.
When you fully switched to solar,
Yes.
who was your first ever client?
When I first...
Who first believed in you?
My very first clients were my neighbors at our upcountry home.
Yeah.
Because once I installed solar and they saw what was happening, and I became now like an advocate for solar.
Yeah.
And they saw how I was benefiting from it when we didn't have power. And now I explained, there's this myth that solar is expensive. And solar is not very expensive.
It is not?
It is not very expensive. That's a myth.
Even
and
installation?
It depends on the size of the solar that you want.
Okay.
But compared to how the cost of electricity has been going up, eventually when you do the cost of having electricity and having solar, you will get your returns with time, and it's a one-time investment. And solar has a life panels of over 30 years. So once you invest in it, that's an investment that you'll enjoy for more than 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's not as expensive at the end of the day. So my very first clients were people from our rural areas, and they were very happy because it's good to see people not use kerosene and be able to have a source of power that's helping them generate income.
Yeah.
So the small businesses and even being able to run your home and have a source of power, like have kids read using solar, have kids have the place lighting using solar. It was a beautiful beginning. So those were my first clients. But also because remember, I'm a marketer. and that's my forte.
Yeah.
So I'd already done a lot of marketing. So I started there, but now currently I have clients in the whole country.
Okay.
And everywhere, 50% of my clients are people in the most remote areas where they don't have grid power. Those are people I connect with, and yeah, currently I would say their lives have changed.
When you say it's not expensive,
Yes.
which is the most affordable? Like how much is the most affordable solar I can install? I'm working on a budget.
Yes.
The most affordable one.
Okay. So solar depends on your energy needs.
Okay.
First. So the first thing that we do when you're looking for solar, the first thing that we do is we do something we call an energy audit.
Okay.
This is determining how much energy you use. We can do this maybe by looking at your KPLC bills, or we have someone come and evaluate the items that you have and the energy that you consume probably in a day or in a week. And maybe we get to ask you a few questions. Are you planning to add some more items in future? So this helps us determine what is your energy needs, or how much do you need. So say for example, you have all this, a normal household appliance is probably 5 kilowatts or let's say 10 kilowatts.
Yeah.
So that is what determines the cost. That's the first thing, because they're all different. The size of a 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 500 watts, 10 kilowatts are very different. So it depends on the size of the system.
Okay.
Yeah, so once we establish this is what you need, so now we give you different kinds of quotations.
Yeah.
And it also depends, sometimes it can work with your budget when it comes to the quotation. So we have different kinds of brands. We have brands from China, we have brands from Europe, depending. So we do a quote, we can send you several quotes with several brands, and then you get to choose from there.
Okay.
So that's what determines the costs. But it's important to note that when you're getting the solar system, it's based on your needs.
Okay.
So if we give you, like, if your need is a 4 kilowatt or if your need is a 10 kilowatt system, but we give you a 5 kilowatt system, basically it will not help you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you want to cut down your costs and you probably want to go fully solar. So for you to achieve that goal, we have to give you the size of the system that's suitable for you.
Just roughly estimate for me.
Yes.
If my household is using 4 kilowatts,
Yes.
around how much do I need?
If you're using a 4 kilowatt system, you will need a basic system. Like if I'm using China brands, that's going to be between 400 and 450,000. There are also other determinant factors. For example, if you're in Nairobi, means I'm not charging you transport.
Yeah.
But if you're in Kisumu, if you're in Watamu, there's an extra cost for transport.
Yeah.
There's an extra cost for accommodation for the technicians. So, but roughly it's between 400 and 450,000.
Okay.
That's for normal Chinese brands. If you go to European brands, we would do something like maybe 600 and 700,000. Also, it depends on a few things that you choose. For example, when it comes to batteries, we have normal gel batteries and we also have lithium batteries.
Yeah.
Normal gel batteries are very affordable, and that's what is going to give you a quotation to get it to 400 and 450,000. But if I'm giving you a lithium battery, that is going to cost around 700,000.
Yeah.
But the efficiency and also the lifespan of a lithium battery is way higher than a normal gel battery. So that's what determines the cost.
Okay. What's the lifespan of a solar system?
Well, the lifespan of a solar system is between 30 and 35 years, and that's why it's very economical for someone to install solar.
Okay.
Because the panels have a lifespan of 35 years, the lithium batteries and the inverters have a lifespan of between 20 and 25 years.
Okay.
So that's a very long time. So once you incur the initial cost, you will enjoy the system for a whole couple of years.
Yeah.
And the brands we offer are very durable. So even if there's anything that's happening, we always sort it out for you. And we also have warranties that between 5 and 10 years.
Let me ask you, what's the importance of solar in terms of climate?
Yeah.
What's the importance of solar?
The importance of solar in terms of climate is because we also want to preserve our planet for our future generations. So solar helps reduce carbon emissions, which contributes to pollution of air.
Yeah.
So when you go solar, you're producing clean energy, you're enjoying clean energy, and you're also saving our environment. So that's how it helps in environment. And other benefits of solar is, for example, if you're running a business, the cost of electricity really goes high. It has been going high throughout. And solar helps you to cut down your cost, because if the cost of the business is high, it means the cost of operations is high, and it also means it's affecting the margins of your business, and it's affecting your competitiveness in the market. So at the long run, when you go solar, you're cutting down your cost, and eventually you're increasing your profitability of the business, because you get returns. When you look at how much you're paying by the end of the year, that's the cost you're going to incur to install solar. For example, I'll give you a certain client who in Westlands, he runs a dry cleaning business. And in a month, he used to incur a bill of 1.5 M. Yes, that's in a month. Because his work, remember, it's basically based on using electricity. And so when we did solar for him, the cost that he incurred was the whole solar system was 4.5 million. Now he only has KPLT as a backup for the very rainy days. The 4.5 million, that's the cost he would cut in 3 months. And that is a one-off cost. So his operational costs have really gone down. He always tells me he should have done solar many years ago. His operational cost has really gone down, and now he's been enjoying high margins because of that. So he's feeling, his business is doing better. The second thing is that solar is very sustainable. It's a sustainable source of energy, because there's no one time you're having a blackout or you're fully out of solar. You will always have, it's very sustainable. You produce your own energy, you produce your own power, and you have it throughout. Unless maybe you have any mechanical sort of a problem, which you sort it within very short time. So you will always have power. And the other benefit is that if you're getting like a backup, if you have maybe a solar backup system, it means nothing is being interrupted in your life. If you're running business, if you've opted for a backup system, it means when there's no power, you have a backup. So your business is running smoothly. There's no way you're getting any sort of interruptions or your productivity is being affected because there's a blackout. So there's that continuity. Even when you go fully solar, your productivity will always be 100%. It's never affected by lack of solar. And we've seen instances where we've had blackouts the whole country. So that means if you're having your own solar, you're not...
You can't relate.
Yes, you can't relate. You're not encountering this kind of problems that people are having. You're okay. You're living your life. There's no interruptions. That's the biggest advantage of solar.
Your company is called Sunfield Solution.
Yes.
What other solutions does Sunfield offer?
So Sunfield offer all solar solutions. We have solar water heating systems. So these are solar systems that heat water. So when you install for you the solar system, the solar water heating system is very different. So this is for your showers, for using water at home, and they're very different. Depends on whether your water is salty or it's fresh water. We also have solar lights. So instead of having like lights that are that are connected to the grid tie, the solar lights are they're very integrated. They come with a panel. So once you install it, during the day it's charging using the sun, and at night now it lights for 12 hours. So we have different kinds of solar lights. We also have solar pumping systems. So this is for pumping water. So we have people who don't have water and they rely on borehole water, or they want to do it for irrigation. So we install for them solar pumping system. And this helps you to pump the water during the day. You can also pump the water at night. It's a full, complete solution for helping you pump your water. We also have solar heaters for heating your house. We also have packages. For example, if your passion is to go camping, so we give you a package to go with it. It's a full package that's maybe it's a 1 kilowatt it comes with the lithium batteries, it comes with an inverter, they're all integrated, and then it has a panel. So you use that for your own camping resources. So the panel charges it during the day, then you can use it at night. You can still use it during the day when it's charging. So there are quite a variety, and those are just to mention a few.
You mentioned earlier that the most affordable is around 450. for mwananchi kama mimi wa
Yes.
kawaida
Yes.
mwenye si dynasty,
Yes. Yes.
450
Yes.
is high.
Yes.
But still my bill is still high.
Yes.
Are there any solutions that maybe can make my installing of solar
Yes.
a bit more affordable?
Yes, of course. There are many solutions. And remember, as I was telling you, there's someone who will start with a 1 kilowatt because maybe they just want for lights. There's someone who will get 2 kilowatts because maybe they just want a backup. So for a normal person who's having 4 kilowatt, which is between 400 and 450,000, we give options. Number one, we can give you an option of paying maybe 2 or 3 times what is comfortable for you. So once we do have some contracts, so once we agree, we can allow you to pay 2 to 3 times so that it doesn't strain you so much. So you can also start small. If you're having like a 4 kilowatt system, you can just start small, maybe just do the 4 kilowatt inverter and then start maybe with 2 batteries or a few panels and then add on it with time. Maybe have the first month starting small, you still have your KPLC as backup, and then the second month you add on to it. So eventually, now when it gets to 4 kilowatt, then you're comfortable. Then now KPLC is what is going to be fully backup, and now you're fully on solar. Okay. But the one we recommend most is giving you an option of paying in installments. Mostly we do 2 to 3 installments because we feel by the time you're going solar, you've also planning your mind and catering for that cost. So that's how we accommodate that.
Okay. As we wind up, can you tell us what is the installation period? If right now I've made a call to you, what is the installation period? And after installing, do you offer aftercare?
Yes.
Or some form of even warranty?
Okay, that's a good question. Our installation period is usually 24 hours, maximum of 24 hours. So if you order now and you pay, we always request for you to give us 24 hours, but basically it depends on where you are. For example, if the installation is in Nairobi, we do installation the very same day. We start installation the very same day. So we just dispatch our engineer, our technicians and the driver, and the installation is within the next 2 hours. If you're far, for example, people in Watamu, Diani, Garissa, Kisumu, Turkana, Nyahururu, we ask for 24 hours because we have to do the transportation all the way because our main office is in Nairobi and that's the only one we have. So we dispatch all of them and then they travel during the day and now they start the following day. So we basically give 24 hours and the time of duration depends on the size of the system. Small systems take 1 day, bigger systems take between 2 to 5 days. Yeah, we do have warranties for our products and they're different. For example, our warranty for panels is 30 years, our warranty for inverters is 15 years, and our warranty for batteries is 10 years. And we offer after-sale service. The very first year after we install for you, the after-sale service is completely free. Then after that, we charge a very small amount. We are very accessible. We are always on 24 hours. And our engineers are always ready to attend and to you anytime. So as soon as you get your query or as soon as you want our services, we are always there 24 hours. We have people on throughout the night. We have people on during the day. We are very reachable 24 hours. Yes.
Thank you so much, Bancy, for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Even for the information.
It's been a pleasure being here, and I'm so glad to share this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And to your viewer, thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you have learned a thing or two about energy solutions. Till next time, adios.